side of Scotland by 5-1, and it was really a distraction. You can call it an annihilation. That's so to it that this guy went ahead to obviously find himself really destroying the side of Germany, with Kai Havertz scoring and an assist. Then there is Wirtz. Wirtz has gone ahead to obviously score the opening goal, and then there's been another player called Jamal Musiala. I've always gone ahead to let people that this Jamal Musiala guy is really deadly, and you've gone ahead to see how good this guy can be on a very good German side. And then Falkirk has gone ahead and obviously scored the 4th goal, and Emery Chan came out and obviously scored a very beautiful goal from the 18 yards box area of the pitch, and I was like, all right, that's really good action coming in through from the Germany player who plays for Borussia Dortmund. Smash the like button, comment and share. You can as well go in the live chat and vote who your man of the match was into this fixture, because it has gone ahead to obviously give us a snippet of what the game of football is really gonna be like. When you look at the Euros, we are really started, and Germany looks like they've gonna hit obviously win their first game of football with what we call a very convincing result, and it will be really very selfish to not come out to give the manager of Germany a very huge credit, that is Nagelsmann. And according to his display, he has gonna hit obviously work out with this German side. The Germany team is really looking more good. Their fluidity is really great up front, and you saw to it that the front three had Wirtz, it had Musiala and Kai Havertz. Those three went ahead to find themselves all on the score sheet. That shows you that they are really complementing one another very well. But I like the way the game started. Germany started the game of football knowing that all they needed was that opening goal, because when you're playing against a team like Scotland and you don't score right, and you don't score early, then you'll be causing trouble to yourself, because the more they really delay to score them, the more Scotland gets to know that, right, we can now get a result. But they all knew to it that the plan of Scotland was like sit behind. After sitting behind, go ahead and hit the team on the break and obviously getting that goal, all really capitalize onto the set pieces. But in just 10 minutes, Wirtz found himself scoring the first goal of Germany, and it was a very good switch play coming in through from Toni Kroos. He switched play onto the right side. You get onto the right side, and Joshua Kimmich squared the ball towards the D of the 18 yards box area, and Wirtz went ahead, obviously hit that ball, and it went into the back of the net. And I've seen people blaming the goalkeeper for his poor goalkeeping. I would also say yes, because that ball came from far. Maybe Wirtz surprised him. But if at all you're going to hit to see Wirtz in the 10 goals he scored for the side of Bayer Leverkusen, he had most of those goals as shots, and he likes shooting from the outside of the 18 yards box area. And I think the moment the goalkeeper saw him really run towards that ball, his number one thought was to not hit that Wirtz was going to shoot. But the goalkeeper went ahead to obviously try to stop that ball, but he couldn't, because that ball went ahead to get a little bit of a bounce towards the goal. But I think he would have gone ahead to do better as a goalkeeper, and Wirtz went ahead to obviously do the needful and scored the first goal of the tournament, and went ahead to celebrate very well. But it shows you that Scott McTominay doesn't have what we call positional discipline. Where Wirtz shot that ball from, it was Scott McTominay supposed to be there. That is it. It was Scott McTominay who was supposed to be there to stop him from obviously getting that free shot. That is it. It was none other than else who was supposed to be there. It was supposed to be Scott McTominay into that vicinity, but he found himself not being able to obviously put in that run, and he couldn't keep the man known as Wirtz, and Wirtz went into that space and hit it. If Wirtz had someone else behind him that went ahead to pile pressure onto him, he wouldn't have got ahead, obviously get that time, prepare himself, and obviously shoot that ball. You know, no one really tried to distort his action. You know, no one was like pressurizing him and hit that ball well into the back of the net. That was Wirtz. Then we go to the man called Kai Havertz. Second goal, it was scored by Musiala, but I would like to credit two people. One, Ika Gundogan, in the middle of the park, reads Kai Havertz run like a book and does that through pass. Havertz runs into the 18 yards box area. I think it was even the 6 yards area. He really comes down and takes an extra touch and obviously passes that ball to Musiala. Musiala raises his foot like he's going to shoot and takes off one defender and obviously gets some shooting space because the defender went ahead to obviously throw himself on the ground and hits that ball into the back of the net. That is the man called Musiala for you. Very beautiful goal that he went ahead to score, and it really looked nice onto that game. But the assist went into Kai Havertz, meaning that before Kai Havertz went ahead to score a goal, he first went ahead to obviously put in what we call an assist for the second goal. And then the third goal really came in through. And how did it come through? The third goal came in through as a penalty where Ika Gundogan went ahead to obviously be brought down in the 18 yards box area. That resulted into that Scottish player called Ryan Porteous to be sent off in the 44th minute, meaning that even before the first half came to an end, this man had already gone ahead to find himself sent off and went ahead to find himself out. Kai Havertz stepped up and came in through and obviously scored that penalty to make it. Kai Havertz stepped up and really went ahead to obviously make it count, to give himself a very good night of really starting off with a goal and an assist. What a way to obviously start in that very well. And I tell you that Kai Havertz has really gone ahead to really continue scoring. And in that number 9 position, no one is really trying to obviously come off him. Kai Havertz has put in a shift, and let me show you how his game by numbers was before we even go past him, because I very much know to it that they've gone ahead obviously put it up in here for you. And let me try to throw it onto the screen and see what Kai Havertz game by numbers was into that encounter. And here we come. Kai Havertz had 100% shot accuracy. He had 100% aerial duels won, 25 touches, 10 passes in the final third, 4 touches in the opposite box, 3 out of 4 ground duels won, 2 shots on target, 1 goal and 1 assist. What a start to the tournament. That is Kai Havertz for you, and that's how he went ahead to score and obviously looked very good into that beautiful game of football. I just loved how Kai went ahead to execute himself, and for that goal, he really missed a very big opportunity, but for a striker to miss one and score one, that shows how clinical Kai Havertz is. And I think the manager of Germany is 100% happy with Kai Havertz and what Kai is really doing at the moment for the side of Germany. And then Falkirk came on and had to obviously score a very beautiful goal, and even Emre Can scored in the 90th plus 3rd minute. But Antonio Rudiger went ahead to obviously score an own goal, right? He scored an own goal in the 87th minute. That was Antonio Rudiger into the mix. Now, before we go into the team stats, let's first talk about the Scotland side. You know, Scotland, I thought that they're not going to win this game of football, but I knew they were going to offer something better. You know, they were going to make it hard for the side of Germany to obviously break them down, but they really looked very, very bad. They looked very bad with the night, and I couldn't really even figure out what they were really doing on the field of play. They never represented. When you look at Robertson, I never really went ahead to see his impact. You know, Kientieni, not seen. McGinn, not seen. Scott McTominay looks like he was still in Manchester. All those players. And this is where I want to obviously tell this manager of Scotland that never trust Scott McTominay into that CDM area, because they're going to hit to concede like 2 or 3 goals when they're in the position where Scott McTominay is supposed to be patrolling. So in the next game, I would advise him to obviously make what we call a huge change. Bill Gilmore should obviously come on and really play into that double pivot. And Bill Gilmore, if he's playing in that double pivot, right, he should be played alongside Scott McTominay, such that Scott McTominay is given that allowance to play as a box-to-box midfielder, not play as a sitting midfielder. You know, get McGinn to be playing ahead of them as a central attacking midfielder, and then the rest will be okay. But if he brings back Scott McTominay to play in that position, I tell you, Scotland is really going to lose some more games in there for you. But I had talked about Scotland as one of the teams to shock us, and I've not yet gone ahead to move on from my stance. I know with the games they're left with, Switzerland, and which other side? Because there is Switzerland in the group. There is Switzerland in the group, and there is Hungary, Switzerland and Hungary. I think Scotland can really fight their way out. If at all they can get 4 points from the remaining 2 games, they can find themselves into the round of 16, because there is what we call the third well-positioned teams to be considered. I think they'll take like 3 or 4 to top it up to the number of groups that are really in here, because we are having 6 groups. If they take the top 2, that means those are 12, meaning that they will take the best 4, the next 4 teams from the best, they will take the next 4 teams that will be well positioned in the third position, meaning that if they really find themselves in that position, they can obviously join the queue to see to it that all goes on well as planned. So for the side of Scotland, I tell you, they are really doing bad. And when you look at the stats, they've told us that this is the first time Germany has been 4 goals ahead in a game at the European Championship. You know, they had taken long, you know. I think the last time they went ahead to take a very good lead was when they beat Brazil by 7 goals, I think, to none. Now, let's talk about Jamal Musiala. I've already told you that the best 2 number 10s in the world are Odegaard and Musiala. I support Man United. People talk about Bruno Fernandes. Yeah, he's good, but he doesn't really match the levels of Odegaard and Musiala. Today, Musiala has come out and really showed you exactly what he's made of. You know, Musiala has put in a shift that none of you has ever gone ahead obviously see. He has run that midfield, you know, he has sat down people, he has really done everything, and let's see how his game by numbers was as a player onto the field of play. 9 most duels won. You hear he was playing as a midfielder, but he really ran and really won very many duels. Most touches in the opposite box, he had 6. Most take-ons completed. Most tackles, most fouls, won. 100% passing accuracy, meaning that he really had 32 passes out of 32 passes completed. 1 goal. No wonder he got a hug from his manager. And I tell you what, this Musiala boy is really one of the best. And I think for those that really support Bayern Munich, they will look at how this man has wanted to transform this team into what the team it is right now, and they'll be like, wait a minute, did we make a mistake to sack this guy? Because he's getting the best out of these players, and the team of Germany looked like, the team of Bayern Munich couldn't be patient, you know. Yet this guy had something to do. Look at how Musiala expressed himself today. I've never seen Musiala express himself like I was going to have to express himself today on the ball, meaning that this manager has a lot to obviously offer to this man and see him really get to where he deserves to be. So that's Musiala for you. And let's obviously get into how the stats of the game really went. And I'm going to be letting you know what are we having today on to the 15th on as far as the Euros are really concerned. When we go into the team stats, 20 shots by Germany. Scotland had 1, 10 shots on target by Germany, and Scotland had 0. Germany had a 73% ball possession, and Scotland had 27% ball possession. 682 passes completed. Then Scotland had 251 passes completed. 94% passing accuracy by Germany. Oh my God, their passing accuracy was really insane, and that of Scotland was 76%. 15 fouls by Germany and 9 fouls by Scotland. 2 yellow cards. 2 yellow cards to Germany and 1 yellow card to Scotland. 1 red card to Scotland and 0 red cards to Germany. 4 offsides to Germany and 0 offsides to Scotland. 5 corners to Germany and 0 corners to Scotland. That's how the stats really went down at the Allianz Arena, where the game of football went ahead to obviously be played between Germany and the side of Scotland. When you look at the table, Germany, 1 game, 1 win, 0 draws, 0 losses, 5 goals scored, 1 goal conceded. Goal difference is 4, and they're having 3 points. Hungary hasn't played any game. Switzerland hasn't played any game, and Scotland is at the bottom of the table. 1 game played with a negative of 4 goals and 0 goals scored. So that's how the group stage, that's how the group is really standing. And we've gone ahead to hear from some people that have gone ahead to obviously be part of this beautiful game of football. You get? Now, let's see what the captain of Scotland, that is Robertson, you know him very well. He plays for the side of Liverpool, and what he had to say, and how Roy Keane went ahead to obviously respond to him onto what he said as to why they went ahead to obviously lose this game of football in there. And let's see what the captain had to say. The captain said, first half we got it all wrong. We didn't really show up. We were not aggressive enough. Let's let good players on the ball. They had a game plan, we did, and theirs worked a million times better than ours. But it wasn't because of the plan, it's because we didn't put it together on the pitch. When big occasions come like this, you have to do that. Second half, down to 10 men, I thought we dug in well. We lost a sloppy goal late on, but we could have drawn the second half. It's no consolation, though we are well backed over here. Today was hugely disappointing. That's what the captain of Scotland came out and said. He added and said they had an answer for pretty much everything we had, but if we go in there and sit down, we haven't played to our maximum, and you have to do that against the Port 1 teams. We have to dust ourselves down. We've got 5 days to sort ourselves out and go again against Switzerland, that is against the likes of Grant Xhaka. We will take tomorrow to be angry and disappointed, and then on Sunday we have to be positive and go again. That's what he really said. That is the Scotland captain known as Robertson. Now, Roy Keane, the former captain of Man United, came out and really said, Robertson said Scotland weren't aggressive enough. You have to be aggressive in a game of football. When you're up against an opposition who are much stronger than you, being aggressive is part of being a footballer. I love watching skillful players, but my goodness, you have to hit people at this level properly, aggressively. If you step up like Scotland did tonight, it's alright saying you have a game plan. That's rubbish. It's alright saying you're going to be angry tomorrow. They should be angry for a long time. So I like the mentality of Roy Keane. He's like, why should you wait for tomorrow to obviously showcase what you really have? There is no need for you to wait for tomorrow. You have to obviously come in through and put in a shift, right? And when you put in a shift, all will be okay for you as a football player. So I really back what this man has gone ahead to say, and that is Roy Keane, onto how these players are really putting in excuses after excuses yet they've gonna hit obviously lose out on a very beautiful kind of game where they would have gonna hit to do better as a side of Scotland. But they still have Hungary and Switzerland, and I think they can offer something better in a game of football that is like that. But for the players they had, I think they would have gonna hit to do better. And I don't know why. They are really very open, and they lacked what we call compactness into that midfield, because you saw to it that everyone would run through that midfield like he or she wanted. That's my problem. If at all you're playing Germany, you have to obviously not get them spaces, and that's why they went ahead obviously face it rough into moments of football like that, because when you offer Germany spaces, what do you expect? Obviously they'll come and obviously utilize those spaces and be to score against you. There is nothing like a goal that Germany scored that was really well worked out and Scotland had to make them sweat. That goal was not there. All those goals were gifts, you know. You never saw to it that Scotland really made it hard for Germany to come in through and really score a goal. That's my problem with the side of Germany, the side of Scotland, because you have to make it hard for your opponent to put in a shift. So if you continue to obviously give your opponents working and playing space like that, they'll come out and really penalize you. You get? That is exactly what has gonna hit obviously happen in there for you. So we'll wait and see how that pans out. But even the manager of Scotland has come out and had something to say about this game. He said, Germany showed everybody that when it comes to competitiveness, they are ready. They were outstanding and we couldn't match them. The first half ran away from us very quickly. We didn't give ourselves a foothold. Defensively, we are not very good, and with the ball, we are not very good. The end result is disappointing. Now, leave alone that, you know, there is what we call the bare minimum. I know Scott McTominay is one of those players that really runs a lot and works hard. The same applies to McGinn. I never saw their work rate. I don't want to lie. Did you see them work hard? That is it. Did you see them work hard? I didn't for a second see this team of Germany really work hard. Of Scotland work hard. And that's really put them into a very dangerous situation that they couldn't obviously match up and live up to the expectations. So let's go to the player ratings for the Germany players. I'm only going to rate the players of Germany, right? I'm not going to go ahead to obviously see myself really bring you the team, give you results of teams that are gonna hit obviously lose out, you know. Let's obviously go for Germany. I think that's enough for us, not so? Germany, guys, tell me in the live chat, don't you think we should only go for the likes of Germany, right? Manuel Neuer, I think even for the goal he had nothing to do, but he had gone ahead to keep a clean sheet. If it weren't for Rudiger, who went ahead to obviously Nate or score in his own net. You understand? I'm giving him a 7 out of 10. Joshua Kimmich is another one who went ahead obviously put in a very good shift, an assist, and obviously looked very, very good onto the day. And I'm going to really give him a 7.5 out of 10. Is it called Malseldad? You know, the guy has a very hard name. Let me really look at it up to here and read it very well. He's known as Mittel Statat. Is it Mittel Statat? I'm going to really get the pronunciation of this name very well. Giving him a 7 out of 10. Rudiger, an own goal, 6 out of 10. You know, it was unreal called for. Jonathan Tah, 7.5 out of 10. Andrich, 7.5 out of 10. Tony Kroos, for me, he goes in for an 8.5 out of 10. He really looked good into that beautiful game of football. Jamal Musiala, 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10, he looked great. Ika Gundogan, 8 out of 10. He really looked great, involved in 2 goals. By the way, not 2. Even that of Emre Can, he's the man that provides an assist, you understand? So, Emre Can, an 8 out of 10. Wirtz, you know, Wirtz, a goal, and he really looked bright into that game, and I'm giving him 8.5 out of 10. Kai Havertz, 8.5 out of 10. That is it. For those that came off the bench, Pascal Grob, 7 out of 10. Nicholas Falkirk, 8 out of 10. Thomas Muller, 7.5 out of 10. Leroy Sen, he was the worst player in the field of play, 5.5 out of 10. Emre Can, 7.5 out of 10. The manager for the side of Germany, takes an 8.5 out of 10. That is Nagelsmann. Anthony Cross completed 99% of his passes against Scotland, 101 out of 102, the highest completion rate on record since 1980 by any player to attempt 100 passes in a game at the Euros. This guy is playing his last tournament in life. He wants to leave, he wants to go and let everything really go on as he feels like it should be. So Germany have gonna obviously win their game of football, and in the next video I'm gonna be recording, I'm gonna be bringing you exactly what is at stake, right? And what these people have gonna to say. Emre Can, Nicolas Füllkrug, Jamal Musiala, and very many others, right? They've gonna to speak out hugely, and I'm gonna be bringing you their reaction onto this beautiful game of football. So thank you very much for watching through. This is Rokani David, and continue to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now today, because already in my country it's the 15th of June, we are having at 16 hours Hungary versus Switzerland. Granit Xhaka, and company are really going to be taking part into that opening fixture, and those are the two teams that are in the group of Germany, and wait to see how they perform. And for a side like Scotland, they will be calling in for a draw into this fixture. Now the biggest game of the day is going to be played at 19 hours. It's Spain versus Croatia. If you know Croatia, you know what it is, and if you know Spain, you know what Spain is all about, and you know exactly how this game of football is really gonna be. And I told you that in their group known as B, that's the group of death, because they have Italy and Albania, and Italy is gonna be coming in through to play at 22 hours against Albania. So you'll have a chance to obviously look at Nico Williams, one of those players that is being linked to Arsenal, Man United, and very many other teams in there for you. But I think early morning I have to come out and really say something about this game of Spain versus Croatia. The likes of Rodri, the likes of Yamal, the likes of Pedri, and very many others. David Raya of Arsenal expected to be in the stitches. It's really gonna be huge, right, for the side of Spain, because they need to obviously win this game of football. If they win this group, they need to win against Croatia. But Croatia has very many big names. If you never knew, Croatia has very many big names, and in their last game they played before they went ahead obviously coming to this tournament, they beat Portugal by 2-1, and look at their starting 11: Liakovic, Stantic, Stulo, Pongraj, and Vadio. Back four: Kovacic, Brozovic, and Luka Modric. Midfield three. Then there is Major, Kramaric, and Budimir. And they really have a very good squad. Ivan Perisic is theirs. They're having Mario Palzovic and very many other players that Bonassar. They are really having a very beautiful squad. But even Spain are not a joke, because they really have elite quality, and we know to it that they have every player that can open up any team. So here onto the Rokani Media Football, we really want to come in through and obviously talk to the people into the live chat before we end that live poll, and obviously come in through and react to it. Kaliango David, good morning, Mr. Abradi. Thanks for the updates. Watching you from Kampala, Uganda. Thank you for watching in through. And I'm having Richard Fenny. Good morning. Havertz isn't his good if Ateta get only best midfielder replacement of Partey and Saliba. Arsenal is having some movement, by the way. I've gonna hate to see Arsenal being linked to Todibo, right? Meaning that he wants to bring in a player to obviously compete with Saliba, and obviously see how things go on. Then Richard Fenny, Saka replacement, I think was talking about the guy is called Nico Williams, right? That I've been talking about. Now, let me see who your man of the match is. My man of the match is Jamal Musiala, but for you guys, because you people have Kai Havertz, 72% for Kai Havertz, 18%, and Jamal Musiala 9%. So you are saying that Kai Havertz is the man of the match, right? But I think with a goal and an assist, obviously he can be the man of the match. But for me, by and large, I give my man of the match award to none other than one player. Jamal Musiala. He's really exciting. You know how much I love him. And I tell you what, Arsenal fans saw how deadly this guy is. That is Jamal Musiala in that game, or in that double encounter they played in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. They tested onto the wrath of this German international. And I tell you, he's really a player to watch in these Euros. And I went ahead to hint about him. And my list of players, the young players, Kobe Mainoo, Palmer, Yamal, Sheshko, and Rasmus Højlund, Musiala, and then the other player I never went to talk about is Wirtz. I don't know how I went ahead to forget about Wirtz, guys, but Wirtz is going to be another one to look up to. Pedri is going to be another one to look up to. There is a list of like 10 players, and I think I should compile it. 10 players to look out for in the Euros that are really going to excite you and really get to know that they're really good. And again, look at a guy known as Jakub Kiwior for Poland. Look out for him. He's just 22 years of age, and he's really one of the youngest players that you will ever want to watch play into the central defense of Poland. Again, it's the opponents they're going to be really versing. And I know after that game, after this tournament, every Arsenal fan will be like, why doesn't this guy play ahead of Gabriel Magalhaes? I know that's how it's gonna be. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rokani David is my name. I sign out for now. See you later. I'm having Cheston Ashley. Hey man, following you from Zambia, and hope Arsenal other players that will help us win trophies. Yeah, there is a recording coming in through. Just 30 minutes from now, it's going to be uploaded. So just keep it on this channel, and we are going to be really talking a lot. Bye-bye. See you later. And this is Rokani David, right? The match reaction, the Euros are on, and we are yet to know who is going to be the champion of the Euros in here in the tournament that is taking place in Germany. And the hosts of the show, and the hosts of the tournament have come out and really shown huge intent to really win this tournament. By the way, for the years I've gone ahead to watch the Euros, I haven't gone ahead to see Germany lifted, because I first watched the Euro tournament in 2000, right? And it was won by France. 2004, it was Greece. They beat Portugal. 2008, it was Spain. 2012, I think it was Spain. 2016, it was Portugal. 2021, it was Italy. Germany has not gone ahead to represent in this tournament, although they went ahead to win a World Cup in 2014. So we wait for their intent to see how they're going to be performing.